a video for you guys, and you guys are watching this video. It's Savannah's Life. Welcome back to Savannah's Life. Yeah. So today's video is going to be an update video on my life and what my life's been, what I've been going through lately. Because I did make a promise to you guys. I did make a promise to you guys before the new year that my goal is to try and film every single day and get the subscriber count up, which I will say, it has been hard trying to do it. It has been hard. I should be able to start filming videos, even if it's a day in the life video or letting Instagram pick what I wear for the day, or having you guys choose, or just going to do something in the video, or what. The main problem is that I work a lot, which I kind of do and I kind of don't. Right now I'm working Tuesdays through Fridays because they've cut my hours back immensely, which is kind of hard for me to handle that, but they're cutting my hours back immensely, and but it's at this point of my life, it's kind of good because then I can take a mental hiatus, focus on myself, focus on making videos and stuff. But yeah, I know I promised that I would try and film videos every single day, but it is kind of hard because I do have a job and I can't necessarily talk about my job and stuff because I can't necessarily talk about my job and stuff because it can mess my job up. It could mess me getting I could lose the chance, or if I talk about my job, then I could lose my job. But I don't know that phone number. Sorry, I just got a call from someone and I don't know the phone number, which is weird. But they left me a voicemail, so must be important. 883. Wait a minute. That's so weird. The phone number starts with 883. That's the first three numbers of the phone number. I don't know a phone number like that. That's weird. Alright, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, I know I said that I'm gonna try and film videos and stuff, but I've just had a lot of medical issues this past month. The whole entire month of January, I've literally been sick every single day since the first of the year to the end of the year. I'm now starting to feel better, and it's February 3rd. So we're gonna talk about what happened the whole month of January. I started getting sick the first of the year. I started getting sick the first of the year, and yeah, I got sick the first of the year. So it was a Monday. It was more like sore throat type deal and like a really bad headache, and I didn't have an appetite at all. But I did eat. I did eat on New Year's Day. I will say I did eat. Okay, it's just my dog barking outside because someone's running in front of my house. Okay, in case you can't tell, I do have ADD/ADHD, so that's why that's why when it comes to making these videos and stuff, I like be like, ooh, squirrel, or ooh, cat, or ooh, that, or what's going on outside now? Like, I get distracted very easily, so I do apologize for that. And if you guys are interested in a video on like what it's like to live with ADHD and ADD, I more have the ADD portion of it, but I have to say ADHD/ADD because ADD is not, it's not, ADD is, it's not just ADD anymore. The government or whoever decides what they call it, it says ADD/ADHD now because it's like they're siblings. Like me and my brother, for instance, we're siblings, and our diagnosis are siblings. I have ADD, he has ADHD. So that's, if you've ever seen him in videos with me on my old channel or in my new channel, and he's like bebopping around and stuff, that's why he's like that. Because he just is very hyper because of ADHD. I get very distracted because of my ADD. But we are going to talk about what's been going on with me now. So, yeah, so the first of the year, I got really sick. I didn't really have an appetite. I had a headache, didn't have an appetite, and my throat was a little like scratchy. But I thought it was scratchy because I drank alcohol the night before because it was New Year's Eve. And the ball was dropping, and me and my friends, because we're all over the age of 21. I'm 24. My boyfriend's 26, 27. I honestly, it's kind of bad. I'm having a little bit of foggy brain right now because of the hypothyroidism stuff. So I'm having a little bit of a foggy brain right now because of the hypothyroidism right now. And I can't remember how old my boyfriend is. That's really bad. But he's like 26, 27 type deal. My friend Tyler's 27. And then Sean, which you've seen in my YouTube videos and stuff, he is 24. But he's the older version of 24, if that makes any sense, because he's older than me by, I think, 5 months. 5 months roughly, maybe 4 to 5 months he's older than me. I'm not good at math right now. I don't want to get out a calculator and be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type deal. I don't want to do that right now. But, yeah. So I thought it was because we were drinking last night, and that's why. And I thought I had cotton mouth and stuff. And I thought I was hungover and stuff. Honestly, the first day I could have been hungover, but the second day, which was a Tuesday, oh my God. I went into work sick. I was so cold. I had a headache. I was so cold, I had a headache. Honestly, I thought it was because I skipped a dose of my thyroid medicine because I forgot it here at home. And we went to my friend's house. We went to Tyler's house for a sleepover, and I forgot it at home. So I honestly thought it was because I skipped a dose, and I went between, because that Saturday I had to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that Saturday, I took my meds at like 6:30ish. And then I went all day Sunday, and then I didn't take it until 10 o'clock, or like 10:30, 11 o'clock until Monday. So I thought it was because I went 48 hours in between doses. I didn't miss a whole 48 hours of the dose, but I did take it but there was 48 hours in between the dose. So I thought it was because I was like, my body's just trying to like get used to the hypothyroidism stuff. And then Wednesday, that night when I got home, my mom's like, my mom looks at me and she touches my forehead, being a mommy hen. My mom was being a mommy hen and she was touching my forehead, feeling my cheeks, like, my mom's like, when it comes to like me being sick and stuff, my mom's there for me, alright? I'm there for her, she's there for me, we're both there for each other when we're sick. And my mom was like touching my forehead and stuff, and she's like, you, Savannah, I don't care what you say, you are not going to work tomorrow. She's like, you are going to call in and you are going to tell them that you are sick. You are not going to work tomorrow. I'm like, all right. I'm like, and I called work and I'm like, hey guys, sorry, I know I'm supposed to work late because I was supposed to come in early to cover for someone for an hour, but my mom is telling me I can't work today because she says I am too sick to go into work, but I think I can go into work. It was one of those type deal things. And they're like, okay, no. They're like, okay, don't worry about it. Take your time. Take your time. Are you working tomorrow? Take your time. And then I was off Thursday, so I called them Friday. I was like, hey, I'm not coming in. I am. Oh, and that Tuesday, after New Year's Eve, or after New Year's Day, I was also coughing and I was cold and stuff. And then Wednesday, I called into work and I'm like coughing so hard. I'm literally just laying here on this exact couch the whole 2 day, laying here on this exact couch, sleeping on and off. Actually, Tuesday, I got home from work. That Tuesday, I got home from work. I think I took a shower. I honestly can't remember. I was that sick that I don't remember it. But I know I think I took a shower. And then I come home. And then after I took a shower, I just put some pajamas on. And I laid here on this couch. And I fell asleep to watching The Big Bang Theory. That's what kept me going when I was sick. And then I finished the whole entire Big Bang Theory, and then I had to find something else to watch. And do you know how hard that is to find something else that you can enjoy to watch? Because The Big Bang Theory doesn't... They've finished The Big Bang Theory after when they found out that Penny got pregnant with Leonard's kid. And I'm like, come on, they could have kept it going. And then I did some research on why they didn't keep it going. The guy that plays Sheldon didn't want to sign another contract for another couple of years. That's why they didn't keep it going. But they could have kept it going. But they had to stop at, like, I think season 12. And it was such a crappy ending, too. They could have done way better, but, yeah, and then so Thursday I was off, so all day Thursday I just laid on the couch. Didn't really eat. Like, I think Saturday is when I was really, I was starting to get my appetite back, but when I was getting my appetite back, I was drinking. Not drinking alcohol or anything like that. I took a break from alcohol for, like, I think 2 weeks. Just to make sure I got better. And then, but yeah, and then I got really sick. And then I was Thursday I was kind of, was watching Big Bang Theory, sleeping a little, then watching more Big Bang Theory, then sleeping a little. And then, Friday, that is what hit me hard, was Friday. I woke up Friday. My mom's, like, stressed out because she's trying to get ready for work, and she she wanted me to go in with her, even though my shift doesn't start. I can't even remember when my shift started, but I ended up calling in because because I was throwing up. I was coughing so hard to the point I was throwing up constantly. Oh, and that's what happened. That's what happened Wednesday night. It was either Wednesday or Thursday night. Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. It was Thursday morning at I think it was 1 or 2 in the morning. I woke up and I woke up, guys, and I was so sick. I woke up and because at that point of time I was so sick to the point that I was so hot that I was actually comfortable. Like my body, like I was burning up with a fever and stuff, but my body temperature felt normal to me because I actually felt somewhat comfortable because I was burning up with a fever that I didn't feel cold or anything. I just felt somewhat normal. Like my body temperature felt normal. So I should have figured out by that, because I'm always cold all the time, I should have figured out by that I was sick. But I woke up and I was sleeping on the couch. I woke up and the whole entire couch over here is soaking wet. And I'm so cold. My pajamas are soaking wet. The couch is soaking wet. I'm like, why is the couch wet? Why is the couch wet? Why is the pillows wet? Why is the couch wet? Why is my pajamas wet? I was feeling the couch and stuff. I'm like, why is it wet? And then it hit me. I was like, oh, I must have a fever and it broke. I must have a fever and it broke, and that's why I was covered. And that's why I had a cold sweat. I was sweating. I was sweating and I was freezing cold at the same time. So I took a shower that night. I got up and I was like, you know what? I got up, went upstairs, found pajamas, clothes. I couldn't find any pajamas that match. So I just went with it. I was like, alright. So I went upstairs, got some pajamas, and Then I went downstairs to take a shower. My stomach's hurting as I'm taking a shower. So I get out of the shower to go to the bathroom. And I start coughing so hard to the point where I'm about to throw up. So I'm trying to figure out, crap. I'm on the toilet. I'm going to the bathroom. And and I gotta throw up. How am I supposed to throw up? And then I see that my mom's got this paper bag from one of the grocery stores we go to. So I grab the paper bag, and I start and I'm coughing so hard, and I'm throwing up, and I just keep throwing up and throwing up and throwing up, and then I went to bed, and then all day Thursday, I was up all day Thursday. I was up on and off, and all day Thursday I was up on and off, and I was watching Big Bang Theory, and then Friday comes along, and I'm still sick as a dog, but I'm like, alright, you know what? I'm gonna try and go work. I'm like, alright, you know what? I'm gonna try and go work. So I try and get dressed for work. I'm still in my pajamas, and I'm coughing so hard to the point I'm throwing up. I'm coughing so hard to the point where I'm throwing up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I think Thursday Thursday, I was texting my mom about how I was so sick because I was so sick to the point that night when I was throwing up and I was going to the bathroom at the same time. I was so sick to the point that I was in so much pain that I was crying. Like, I was bawling my eyes out as I'm throwing up. I'm like, I want my mommy! I want my boyfriend! I want my mommy! Like, I was going back and forth between who I wanted. I wanted my mommy, then I wanted my boyfriend, then I wanted my mommy, then I wanted my boyfriend. I should have just woke my mom up that night when I got sick. But, alright, just give me 1 second, please. I gotta let this dog in. Alright. There we go. Now, relax. Chill. So, as I was saying, I was going back and forth. I want my mommy. I want my boyfriend. I want my mommy. I want my boyfriend. So I texted my mom how I got sick and I was having stomach issues. How I was like shitting my brains out and puking at the same time. And she's like, you know what? It sounds like you have the flu. So I go to Urgent that Friday after I threw up so hard, after I was puking my brains out. I went to Urgent Care. I went to Urgent Care after I was puking my brains out, and I told them what happened. It was like a 5-hour wait. I'm like, are you kidding me? I got there at like maybe 9 o'clock, maybe 8 or 9, and I didn't leave until 12. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I went and got seen. As soon as I got into the room, I was pretty much in and out. They tested me. I told them what was going on. They took my blood pressure. They took my heart rate, and they were like, your heart rate's extremely high. Why is it high? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, it's like roughly about 125 to like 115. I was like, oh, that's normal for me. And they're like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, it's normal for me. And that's what I said to them when I was in the hospital a couple months ago when I had kidney stones. I'm like, oh, that's normal. And they're like, seriously? That's normal for your heart rate? Which, by the way, it's not normal, but we'll get to that part because that's part of this video too. And then, sorry, the dog keeps walking in front of the camera. I don't know if you can see, but there's like this little, once in a while, there's this like little white thing like going by, and the little white thing's her tail. Can you stop walking around, Sally? You're driving me nuts. No. I'm filming a video. You just came inside. No. Sit and relax. So they tested me for the flu, which I didn't know that there's 2 different types of the flu. So if you guys knew that, comment down below. I didn't know that. There's flu A, flu B, and then they test me for both flus. Then they tested me for COVID. And then they tested me for RSV because I kept coughing so much. And all the tests came back negative except for the flu. So I got tested positive for the flu A. I'm like, are you kidding me? I looked at the test. I'm like, I don't even know what this means. I'm like, I just know it's positive. Does this mean that I have the... So I took a screenshot, send it to my dad, and send it to my mom. I'm like, I took a screenshot, send it to both of them. I'm like, I don't know what this means. What does this mean? I'm like, does this mean I have the flu? And my dad's like, yes, you have the flu. I'm like, okay. Because it doesn't just say flu. It says something else on the test. But it doesn't say flu. And then I start getting better and stuff. but I still have this cough that doesn't go away. So I think last Tuesday, I think it was. I'm like, all right, no, I've had this cough for like 20 something days now. I'm done. I'm like, I'm done. And everyone's like, well, it's probably just because you're getting over the flu and you probably have the aftermath of the flu, and that's the cough, and it can last from like 20 days to like 100 days. I'm like, and I literally looked at my friend who said that. I'm like, and I was, well, I didn't look at her, but I said to her, I'm like, I swear to God, if this cough lasts for 100 days, I'm going to kill myself. I'm like, I cannot be in pain for 100 days. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. So that night I texted my boyfriend because my mom's yelling, because my mom's hearing me upstairs coughing so hard to the point where I'm puking my brains out. So she's yelling at me and she's like, I told you to go to urgent care. You need to go to urgent care. I will. And she's like, see if your boyfriend can take you to urgent care. I'm like, all right. She's like, I will contact him myself if I need to contact him and ask him to take you to urgent care. She's like, if he can't take you to urgent care, then I'll take my lunch and I will take you to urgent care myself. I will make sure you go to urgent care. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I will. So I'm texting my boyfriend. I'm like, can I? I'm like, hey, honey, can you take me to urgent care tomorrow? Mom's making me go to urgent care because this cough doesn't go away. And it's so funny because this is the funny part, is because anytime something is wrong with me, like medical wise, or like anytime I'm like sick, there you go. Anytime I'm sick or something, or like I'm constipated or something, both of them like first my boyfriend will say, eat some yogurt, eat some vanilla yogurt, and then 2 minutes later, I swear, 2 minutes later, my mom says the same thing. Go eat some vanilla yogurt. It'll help you with your digestive system. By the way, it kind of does help, but apple juice helps too. That I did know, is apple juice helps too. So if you're ever constipated, drink apple juice. That's what I always do. I always drink apple juice. By the way, we're getting into this topic too soon. This is probably going to be like an hour video, and I feel bad. I probably should have, at this point, I probably should have just went live on YouTube. But yeah, so I went to urgent care and they listened to me breathing and stuff, and they're like, the doctor's like, he's like, here's a gown, I want you to take, I want you to take from waist up, down, meaning he wanted me to take my hoodie off, my coat off, my bra off, and my shirt off, and anything I had in the chest area, including my necklace. My necklace, which, if you know me very well, which you guys actually probably don't know this, but if you know me very well, and if you've seen it in other videos and stuff, this is my necklace that my boyfriend got for me when we hit 1 year. And I do not take this off. And I'm still wearing it like 2 years later, roughly. 2 to 3 years later. I'm still wearing the necklace. I never take it off. And I'm like, alright. I'm like, does that mean I have to take my necklace off? He's like, yes, you have to take it off. I only take it off if I have to like get an x-ray done. Or get an ultrasound done, or which we're gonna talk about that too. There's a lot of stuff we need to talk about, guys, and I'm gonna talk about it all because you guys deserve to know, or in case you guys are going through something similar like this too. So I take everything off. I put the gown on, and he has me. This guy, the doctor, has me stand up against a wall to get my x-ray done. He has me stand up against the wall to have me get my x-ray done. And he's having he wants my boobs and my chest area up against this wall, and he's taking pictures of me with the machine. And then eventually he goes over and he tells me what's going on. Turns out, and I text my family, and then I texted my boyfriend telling them what's going on. And my mom's like, see, this is why I told you to go to urgent care. Because you would have never known that you had this. I ended up getting tested positive for a lung infection. So, the flu turned into a lung infection 2 to 3 weeks later. Just to let you guys all know. Now I'm somewhat better. I'm still coughing here and there. I'm not coughing as much. Today I don't think I've coughed at all. But I'm still coughing, and I'm still coughing, and I went to the doctor's on Monday. Well, the day before I went to urgent care, that Monday, I went to my gynecologist's office, and she did a breast exam, and she actually found lumps in my breast, and she asked me if we've already done a breast ultrasound before, and I said yes. I'm like, yes, we did a couple years ago, back in 2022, and she's like, well, I'm gonna have you go again for another breast ultrasound. I'm like, what? It was just condensed tissue. She's like, yeah, I found lumps, and I found a bunch of lumps in your breast, and it doesn't feel like condensed breast tissue. She's like, I think you might have a cyst in your breast. So I'm like, as she's telling me this, I'm like, wait a minute, are you telling me I might have breast cancer? I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, are you telling me I might have breast cancer? I might have to say goodbye to my chest forever? No. So So that Monday I went to urgent care. That Monday I went to the gynecologist. Then Tuesday I went to urgent care. And then Monday night, I signed up for pickleball lessons. So this is how this paddle goes into aspect of this video, because now we're talking about pickleball. Yes, pickleball. So I signed up for pickleball lessons, and then I went Wednesday night for pickleball lessons. By the way, the lung infection wasn't contagious at all, and I was also on antibiotics too. Just the first antibiotics they put me on, it was my health insurance company wouldn't cover anything at all. So I would have had to pay, I think they said $75, and it was between $70 and $80 for it. I'm like, I am not paying $100 in the sense of things I'm not paying $100 for the sense of things for a prescription I need. I'm not doing that. I'm like, so I called urgent care up. I'm like, you guys either need to give more details to my health insurance on why you're giving me this, or you guys need to give me a different prescription. So they ended up giving me a different prescription. And I'm not allowed to take the prescription on an empty stomach. So I always took it after I ate dinner. And then that night for pickleball, I ate dinner, then I took the medicine, and then I went to my pickleball lesson, which I've been having a lot of fun with, guys. This is my paddle that I use for pickleball. I love it. So if you're not sure what pickleball is, I will actually, because I did beginner clinic, so that's like $20 for 2 hours each lesson, and I did that on Wednesdays. But now come this Monday, I'm starting to do it on Mondays now, from 8 to 10. So maybe I can ask the instructors to film a video of me playing pickleball, so I can put it on YouTube for you guys, so you guys can see and stuff. But yeah, so I went to the doctor. So I went to the ultrasound on this past Monday. Then after the ultrasound, they told me what was going on, and they're like, Savannah. I'm like, yeah. They're like, you have cysts in your breasts. I'm like, okay. I'm like, as I can't. Like, and they're like, that's okay because it's normal for women who are pre-menopause going for this. And I'm like, what? And I literally said, I'm like, and I start freaking out. I'm like, wait a minute, are you telling me I'm going for menopause now? Because I just got my period a couple years ago. I'm like, so there's gotta be no way I'm going for menopause. I'm like, I am too young for menopause. I only have had my period for 10 years, and I haven't even had my period for the last couple years because of my birth control. So there's gotta be no way. They're like, no. We're not saying that you're going through menopause. We're just saying someone who's, I don't know what they said, but point blank bottom line, I'm not going through menopause. And then after that, I went and got my blood work done because I needed to go get my blood work done because it was alright, like the 3 months was already up. And my doctor wanted me to go get blood work done to make sure, she wanted me to go get blood work done to make sure I didn't have, or to make sure that my thyroid levels and everything were stable. Which, by the way, my thyroid levels are stable and my platelet levels are stable. So let's go, baby. Yes, let's go. Oh, wait, we already talked about how I'm doing pickleball lessons. So, we don't need that. So, yeah, so I went and got me and my boyfriend took me to all of these appointments. Mind you, I had like 4 appointments all in one day. Like I went and got the breast ultrasound done. Then I went and got my, like I left at like 7, I think I left at like 8:30, like 8:15, 8:20 in the morning. And I didn't come home until like 2 something in the afternoon. Like I was gone for a couple hours. And then after I got home, I ended up making a bunch of phone calls because I had to. Well, yeah, so we talked about, so I went and got blood work done. Then I went to my doctor's appointment. It was mainly like a follow-up appointment to see how the breast ultrasound went. And I told her, me and my boyfriend both went in. And we told her how, we told her how we went to the ultrasound and they just said it was cyst and it's not cancerous cyst. And they said it was normal and stuff. And then they like hugged me and then they checked my heart rate and they're like, your heart rate's high. I'm like, my heart rate's always high. I'm like, urgent care even says my heart rate's high. I'm like, I don't know why my heart rate's high. I'm like, my heart rate's always high. I'm like, I could be sitting on the couch watching TV and my heart rate's like between 115 and 130. And I'm like, and I don't understand why. And they're like, that's high for a resting heart rate. Mind you, 125 is a heart rate that you're supposed to have when you're exercising. But when I'm exercising, my heart rate's a lot higher than 125 because my resting heart rate is 125 to 115. And they're like, really? So they're like, all right, well, I'm gonna tell Amy. That's who's my doctor. She's like, I'm gonna tell Amy, and we're gonna hook you up to an AKG machine. Then we're gonna hook you up to an AKG machine. Then we're gonna hook you up, and then we're gonna see what she thinks. So they hooked me up to an AKG machine. Then they checked my lungs, and they're like, you know what? Did they? And they're like, when they gave you since my family's home, I'm gonna shut this door so they know not to come in here. And I'm also gonna lock that door too. But when I went to the doctor, they told me that they hooked me up to an EKG machine, and then they're like, "We're gonna put you on an E-patch." I'm like, "What's an E-patch?" They're like, "A heart monitor." I'm like, "Oh God, no." I'm like freaking out. I'm like, "Oh God, no." I'm like freaking out. I'm like, "Oh God, no." I'm like, "You tell me I'm gonna be put on a heart monitor next?" They're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "And we're also gonna do an ultrasound on your heart." I'm like, "Oh great." And they're like, "And we're also gonna have you go to a heart doctor," which I can't remember the name of the heart doctor, like the actual like title. But they're like, I think they call it cardiologist or something like that. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have you go to that." I'm like, and I'm like freaking out in my head. I'm like, I'm dying. I'm like, am I dying? Why? I'm like, why does everything happen? I'm like, why does everything happen to me? So, as they're doing all of this was like an hour appointment. Like, keep the door shut.
Gosh.
I'm filming a video. Get out!
What's the video?
Update video. Go.
Oh yeah, update video on me.
Go.
Oh, update on her. She hung out with this guy yesterday, and
Shut
he
up.
drove her around, and she's in love with him. That's the update.
No, you're in love with him. I could care less.
Never that.
Now go.
I'm not in love with that man. Hi, yeah, hi, Holmes. Hi, Holmes. I always Holmes.
Go.
I always Holmes. Alright, are you going in or out? Come on. So yeah, that's my life update. Me and Maverick are still dating, just to let y'all know.
Can you go? Jesus. Come on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, the appointment ended up being a whole hour long, and I was late to my therapy appointment. Then I got home, and I ended up as I was in my therapy appointment, the heart doctor people actually called me and was like, "We noticed that you have a request, or we have a request that you need to be a new patient or something like that." I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Who's calling?" They're like, this is the, they said the title of the heart doctor. I'm like, okay. I'm like, are you the heart monitor people or are you the heart doctor? And they're like, we're the heart doctor people. I'm like, all right. And they're like, can you do March 19th at 1:20 at this office? It's gonna be. I'm like, where is that? They're like, it's in the Y. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, the heart doctor's located in the Y? I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I go home and I'm like I go home and then I'm calling the people up for the heart monitor and the heart ultrasound, and I make an appointment for them. And I made the appointment for them. And then I'm like, I gotta figure out a way to go home, a way to get to the heart monitor place, because they wouldn't do the heart monitor be like early in the morning at all, which is weird. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, they're like, okay, 3:00 next Monday. I'm like, all right. I'm like, wait a minute, can we do before 3:00? They're like, no, we only do heart monitors at 3:00. Think in my head, I'm like, huh? Why do you only put a heart monitor on someone only at 3:00? I'm like, all right, whatever. That's how they do it. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then, I'm like, alright. I'm like, alright, whatever. I'm like, alright, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get to the heart monitor place, people, so they can put it on me. Because I had two options: either go to the place and have them put it on me, or they can send the heart monitor to me and I watch a video on how to put it on myself. Which, that is a huge no-no. I'm not doing that. And they're like, oh, by the way, we're also gonna, they're like, we'll talk about everything that you need to know about the heart monitor, and then we'll talk about your journal, the heart monitor journal that you have to fill out. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to fill out a journal? I'm like, oh, hell no. No. Thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't have the time to fill any paperwork out or anything. I'm like, Monday I'd probably be able to do it. I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna have to now tell my boss about this and stuff. I'm like, oh great. Just because I'm gonna have to fill out paperwork and stuff. And they're like, and we'll talk about how to put new patches on and stuff. I'm like, new patches? So I guess like if the e-patch starts coming off, the e-patch kind of looks, so I looked up a picture of it. I'm like trying to figure out what the hell's going on with me. So I looked up a picture of it. Kind of looks like the thing that you would see, like the device that you would see for people who have, I think, type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes. It's a diabetes device. It's white and it goes on your arm or sometimes on your leg, and it's just to like detect how your sugar levels are and stuff. But the heart monitor kind of looks like that, and it's gonna be, I think, on this side. I think it's gonna be somewhere on my chest, and I guess they're gonna go over on how to put new patches on and stuff. And then, so Monday I'm going to get my heart monitor. So I'm gonna film, I don't know if I'm gonna film one video that lasts a whole week, because I'm gonna have to have this for 7 days. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna film a whole video that's 1 week, that's 1 week long in the sense of things, like little clips of me with a heart monitor and stuff, or if it's gonna be a video every single day with the heart monitor and how I'm doing with the heart monitor and stuff. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. If you have any ideas on how I should do it down below. And then, so this coming Monday, it's gonna be a busy day. This coming Monday at 10 o'clock, I have a driving lesson with my driving school. Then at 4 o'clock, I go get my heart monitor. And then 8 to 10, I go to my pickleball lesson, because now it's a new semester. And I'm doing my pickleball lessons 8 to 10 every Monday for 4 weeks. 8 to 10 every Monday for 4 weeks. So I'm going to do that. And we'll talk about pickleball too and stuff. And if anything you guys are interested in, we'll talk about that too. But yeah, that's what's going on with my life right now. I've had the flu, lung infection, then I've had the flu, lung infection, and then I signed up for pickleball, so I've been doing that. I've done 2 classes already, but it was like beginner clinics on Wednesdays for 2 hours. And now I'm doing full-blown lessons. I knew like 3 weeks long. And they're 4 weeks long. Sierra's birthday is coming up this year, so we're gonna go birthday shopping for her soon. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a basket of like goodies and stuff and like make her. And then Valentine's Day is coming up, so we're gonna talk about that too. But yeah, so that is what's been going on with my life. And I'm sorry I haven't made any videos or anything in a while. But we're gonna play pickleball. We're gonna talk about the heart monitor, and then we're gonna do a whole ultrasound. I'm not going to film the heart ultrasound, but we'll talk about how my experience went with the heart ultrasound. I still need to do that for the thyroid ultrasound too. That happened back in September. So I will talk about that in another video with you guys. It is getting hot in here. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. So do not forget to leave a like. Do not forget to leave a comment. And then do not forget to smash that subscribe button with your pickleball paddles. Alright.